Harry's wife. What's next for the Sussexes? Well, many people will say, couldn't give a rat's ass, to be quite frank. Others would say, I wish I didn't want to know, but I find myself somehow compelled to want to find out. Preferably being told that this shit show that involves Ginge and Winge, the gruesome twosome, is grinding its way to a conclusion where they will find themselves penniless and in obscurity. And eventually she will kick him to the curb, he will come back to the United Kingdom and be rehabilitated, while she then jumps back on a yacht and tries to find somebody that will support her financially, but the press will lose interest in her. Occasionally, perhaps every 2 years or so, providing some long-lens photos of her shuffling around, saying that she's now servicing the needs of an 88-year-old billionaire. Well, perhaps that might be the way that it ends up going. But according to the Daily Mail, in an article by Markle states, PR experts suggest the Duchess could rejoin social media, relaunch her lifestyle blog, The Tig, which I think now has been mentioned for the 4057th time, or return to acting. But they're both in dire need of a rebrand. Let me say it again. No matter how many times it's suggested that she is rebranding, that she needs to rebrand, that she's going to rebrand, it will not work. Here's why. 1. The prominence that she has achieved, propelled by her narcissism, means so many people are sick to death of her overexposure and are suitably unimpressed by her poor behaviour, that they now have formed an entrenched view of her, that she could cure cancer, ensure that no child died a premature death ever again, and people still wouldn't like her because of her previous behaviours. And that's what she has going against her. Furthermore, the individuals that support her, in general terms, this is broad brush of course, but in general terms, are of diminished cognitive function and of low socioeconomic status. The only purpose they serve to Harry's wife is the provision of fuel and assisting her with the management of her facade by claiming that she's a wonderful person, and in some instances acting as paid attack dogs to smear other individuals that threaten Harry's wife's sense of control. However, Goop customers they are not. And should Harry's wife try to create something similar to what Gwyneth Paltrow has created, well, first of all, she doesn't have the talent. 2, she doesn't want to put the hard work in. 3, her customers aren't of a similar nature. They simply don't have the spondulics to the level that Harry's wife requires. And therefore, the rebrand will not work because so many people see her for what she is and aren't interested in what she now has to tell us and are not convinced by her protestations of, this is the real me. And those that would support her don't have access to the level of money that she requires. So even if people continue to support her, they're not going to be able to give her what she wants because money is such an important residual benefit for her. Accordingly, suggested rebrand is not going to work. The article explains that Harry and Harry's wife are facing huge decisions on how to maintain their expensive lifestyle after their lucrative £18 million Spotify partnership was axed. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex still have an £80 million Netflix deal, for now, while Harry is said to have a 4-book deal with Penguin Random House worth up to £29 million. Well, Is he going to go down the road of more family disclosures? Possibly not. And furthermore, are potato prints that interesting? There's the possible relaunch of Harry's wife's blog and lifestyle brand, The Tig, which she closed in 2017, which would be a further income stream, but I don't see it as being anywhere near the level that she needs it to be, because that would mean she'd have to put some work in, since she's a work-shy fop, and as mentioned, it's not going to generate the level of income that she requires. Today, Public relations experts told Mail Online how they think the Sussexes could maintain a good cash flow at their £12 million mansion in Monte Shitshow, California. I wonder if anybody's going to suggest that she goes to be a yacht girl or that she goes and marries a octogenarian billionaire. Let's find out. Brand and culture expert Nick Eade said they could activate their social media and start to communicate with their fans like Victoria Beckham does so well. Isn't going to happen, requires hard work and level of charisma. Whilst Victoria Beckham might not seem that she radiates charisma, she is actually very good with the interactions with fans because she does have emotional empathy. Harry's wife doesn't. Andy Barr, co-founder of 10 Yetis Digital, said rumours over an alleged partnership with Dior, since denied, could have been a decoy to try and flush other global brands out of the woodwork who may be interested in partnering with them. Okay, let's see who's been flushed out of the woodwork then. Form an orderly queue. Oh, there's nobody there. And Jack Izzard, chief executive of Rhizome Media, claimed the TIG could become the new Goop. Bullshit. Gwyneth Paltrow's wellness brand, which has earned £200 million. Here, PR experts give their thoughts on what's next for Harry and Harry's wife. Nick Eade. I think that for Harry's wife and Harry, it's been noted that it's time to stop exploring their relationship with the royal family and time to build a brand that is credible and has longevity. Well, Mr. Eade, the ship has sailed in that regard. They've no credibility and therefore they have no longevity. If you look at the long list of power players in the world of celebrity, it's time for them to emulate the success of the Beckhams, the Kardashians, Rihanna, Gwyneth, J-Lo, etc. But all of those individuals will put the work in, and some of them have got talent. Can they do it? I'm not entirely sure, as the above all have talent and have worked tirelessly to get to where they are. At least Mr. Eade recognises that. Harry's wife and Harry haven't, and this may be their undoing. Their compassion and passion for change is entirely genuine. No, it's not, and is a driving force for them. But will people buy into their brands? The jury's out. Mark Borofsky, who is the founder of Bukowski PR, states, "From my position, it's incredibly interesting times for them. If they had value to specify, they would certainly still be taking the Spotify shilling. But it's very damaging when a top Spotify executive calls them grifters. Do we see a teetering stack of dominoes that are going to fall with the other deals they've got? It remains a bright future for Harry's wife if she goes down the lifestyle route. She can do that, but Harry's no David Beckham. What makes them attractive is they're worth the clickbait that they might drag in, but on the other hand, it doesn't allow them to control the story. Therefore, what role is there for Harry? He's no style icon, he's no George Clooney, he's built for purpose. They've got to establish what their brand is. But I have severe doubts that they're going to be clothes horses for Dior or Armani or whatever. As soon as one big name falls away, the others are likely to look at it. Is this unpicking the thread about their whole brand and what it stands for? That's why there's a crisis at the moment, not created by them, it certainly fucking is, but the death of probably their most publicised contract. They haven't had the right team to deliver for them. It's great to have a book deal of such scale, but it depends on Harry digging out more visceral stuff. Or, in Harry's wife's case, more guttural stuff. And there's been a lot of problems with people dumping them and not engaging with them. What will he have as a compelling book when he's played lots of the cards he's got to play already? What's the content? It's all down to the quality of the content he's going to deliver. Netflix will be examining the value of their deal, whether it's worth it. Harry and Harry's wife have got to get a team that will deliver for them, but also they've got to be able to deal with someone who can peddle the truth for them, and to date, they haven't been good at dealing with the naysayers. They face a big crisis of who they are, and the only fix of that is actually getting positive PR around the team they are rebuilding. I'd be signing up very big names to surround them. Point is, would the big names want to be associated with them? I would suggest that the answer to that is a big, fat no. What about Andy Barr? He's the co-founder of 10 Yetis Digital. What has he got to say about it? Harry and Harry's wife are clearly now adopting a crisis comms 101 approach to trying to improve their reputation in the public eye, and that's to say and do nothing at all for a short period of time. The hope will be that this creates positive demand for when they make their next public statement or high-profile appearance. It's becoming clear that the court of public opinion, both here and in the United States, has started to run away from them, and this could well be a classic case of oversaturation of the profile in the media, and this is leading to public fatigue. I would guess that the latter part of the go big or go home statement is difficult when you don't have a clearly defined home to return to after such dramatic revelations and accusations about your wider family. The alleged ordeal could have been a decoy to try and flush other global brands out of the woodwork who may be interested in partnering with a half-royal family. The couple offer a more accessible and more affordable opportunity for a brand to try and appeal to consumers who are obsessed with the mystery of high society and intrigue of royal life. Harry and Harry's wife are still a huge draw. The longer that they remain quiet, the more interest there will be in what they say and do next. And this represents another big payday for them. A big-ticket brand partnership beckons, but they'll be keen to keep it as global as possible in order to maintain their position in high society and maintain their lifestyle in California. Doesn't seem to me that is something that's going to be appropriate at all. The fact is, if they stay quiet, more people will be delighted in the fact that they've stayed quiet and would hope that they would fade into obscurity. There are other options that are offered also, but to be frank, we needn't hear from them. They don't add anything new, simply suggesting that Jack Izzard offers that the TIG could turn into a wellness brand along the lines of Goop. No, it won't. And then Sean O'Meara from Essential Content suggests that Harry and Harry's wife need to shine a spotlight on others instead. That's not going to happen because she's a narcissist and the spotlight has to shine on her. The fact is, none of these PR experts actually see what is most likely to happen. That Harry has outlived his use to Harry's wife, and that as part of the ongoing sustained devaluation will find himself hurtling towards disengagement. She is casting an eye elsewhere, looking for somebody that will supply those all-important residual benefits, resulting in Harry being disengaged from either because she's got a replacement or because he just becomes so useless to her that he becomes a hindrance rather than a help. And therefore, the likely outcome for her is to get what she wants, not through hard work, not through re-establishing a brand, but simply being the parasite that she is and finding a new sucker. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.